My name is Micah Willbrand. I'm the Director of Anti-Bribery and Corruption here at NICE Actimize. Been with the company about 3 years. Previously, for the past 15 years, I've been working in the anti-money laundering space, helping organizations implement various AML programs, anti-fraud, and other financial crime activities. Yeah, so RPA, or Robotic Process Automation, is a new emerging technology in the space that really allows organizations to have a software layer or a robot, in this case, that allows them to mimic day-to-day rote activities that employees go through. So the robot will be able to automate digital manipulation, data entry, transmission of information between various software applications within the organization. So with RPA, where we've really moved on with this technology is that traditionally we've seen organizations having to hire humans to do just very basic tasks. And there's always been a desire to automate these types of tasks and way to do it, but technology hasn't really caught up. So with technology developed with our parent company NICE, we are able to release these robots into organizations, both corporates and financial services, that really enable them to then take away a lot of this very manual rote activity that humans are doing today and automate that for organizations to really have a very clean and straightforward process for them. So financial institutions, it's been a real lifesaver for them. So specifically within financial crime, we see a lot of activity and a lot of costs around individuals doing very basic tasks. So no matter what's happening, if there's an alert that's driven by a software installation at a bank, a human has to look at it. And usually what happens in this process is they have a very formalized process on what they need to do to investigate an alert. But with RPA and that technology, that process now can be automated, and we can allow the software to do the first beginning parts of the task, which usually are just aggregating documentation together, maybe going to various websites and do specific searches, and bring that data back. All activities that maybe 50 to 60% consist of an investigation, and it's humans doing the same things over and over again. And by doing that, it'll really frees up the human activity to actually do investigation and analysis rather than just rote data gathering. So financial services have been very excited about this, not only for the cost savings, but also it allows their analysts to actually do their job, to really investigate and truly believe and look at the information rather than just gathering it and collecting it. A lot of the challenges really are defining the process. This, as I mentioned, our parent company NICE has been doing this in the call centers and whatnot. Within our area at NICE Actimize with financial crime, the workflows are different. So we're working with our financial service customers to define these workflows, how they want it to go through, and helping them tune it. Every financial service organization is unique. They have different processes, different ways that they want to handle an investigation or handle customer interaction. So really working with them to get that defined, and really they're really concerned about the outliers, especially in financial crime. If you have an alert and if something goes wrong, a regulator is going to be on them and say, why did you miss this? What happened? So really in ensuring that we've done a really good job with the due diligence around getting those outliers in those cases. And sometimes humans still need to be around for some of these cases because they are so complicated. I think the real unique thing is that, as I mentioned, the technology has been developed by our parent company NICE, which has a very large customer base in the customer service area. So you have very call centers and things like that. So it's been really well developed and really well tuned to help call centers and direction to go through lots of different processes. And so when we apply it into what NICE Actimize does, which is more in the financial crime space, we already have a lot of experience in various manipulations or various ways that people utilize the technology, and having that there already battle tested, really gives confidence to financial service organizations that the process is going to work. Secondly, the great thing about RPA is that it's a very minimal implementation. The other reason that financial institutions and most organizations like it is that usually the installation is a very small bit of code. You're not having to install additional hardware or a lot of additional hardware and whatnot. So it's very easy for them to actually do this. It's not a big IT project. So that, coupled with the cost or the savings on their analyst time, has been really great for our financial service customers when they've been looking to automate with RPA. Implementation usually takes a couple months to get in, depending on the complexity of the tasks that our customers are asking us to do. So if it's very simple data entry tasks, that's actually quite easy and a fairly quick implementation. When you get into the more robust and more complex investigations that these financial institutions are doing, it can take a longer time. So again, that's really just, it's not the software, it's really defining the business process and programming the robots on how they want that to do, going through the testing, do some stress testing, and testing again those outliers. If something strange goes on, what's going to happen? Is the robot going to behave appropriately and kick it out to an actual human, and going through those processes. But we've had really good response from our customers around the implementation and the ease of use for getting it in. I think in this field we're really seeing the beginning part of the adoption. Within financial crime, traditionally, it's a very conservative area because it is highly regulated. So a lot of financial institutions are not really willing to go out on a limb with new technology or whatnot. So with RPA, it has been battle tested in many other areas, and it's being used in marketing and customer service areas within the bank. So now I think we're starting to see them really start to dip their toes into the water, and really take away some of these really basic tasks. A lot of customers today, they estimate that their analysts spend 20% of their time on actual analysis, 60% of the time on doing basic rote work. Within 2 years, their goal was to flip that. They want them to spend only 20% of their time doing rote work and 60% doing the analysis. So I think what we're going to see really is just an incredible ramp up, because the technology is there, but we're going to see an incredible ramp up in the implementation and the building of use cases and various workflows to do it. And that's really going to handle sort of those first level incidents on investigations. What I think we will see from there in the development, which we'll see towards the end of 2018, is them wanting to push the boundaries a little bit more. Not just going to Google, doing 3 pages and screenshotting it and putting it in a case. I think we will start to creep into, doing a little bit more complex tasks. As I mentioned, a lot of the implementation is around the outliers, and really defining, how can we make these tasks, gathering information and utilization and harnessing, a lot of the machine learning that goes on behind the scenes, and really bringing that together, because that's, machine learning is a complete other area where we're doing a lot of work in. And so by coupling those two technologies together, you can actually start to make the robots smart. You would maybe call them quote unquote dumb in the beginning because they're doing very basic tasks. But I think towards the 2018, we'll start seeing that implementation of machine learning, artificial intelligence, to start making these robots smart and being a little bit more flexible in how they go about it, as the technology becomes more mature, and also as the financial institutions trust them to actually do the tasks at hand.